Our usual little routine to run through this morning. A massive day of activity today. As you said, very political, and also a wonderful meeting for the Hibernian Race Club at the Bay Desert Track today. So we'll run through our usual format. I've been talking to our bookmaker and committee man Wayne Gannon about 30 seconds ago. He's on his way down to Bay Desert to field at the meeting there this afternoon, and he's come up with the ones that he thought might perform reasonably well this afternoon. He had a great day last week. He had a winner in 3 seconds. A bit unlucky with those seconds, but he had a winner in 3 seconds with his 4 attention getters last week. And this week he's drawn attention to a few that he thought might perform reasonably well at the Doomben meeting this afternoon, the big Doomben Cup meeting. And in race 3 he liked number 2, which is beg your pardon, race 3, number 2, Gem of Scotland, and then he went to race 5, number 6, and number 6 is River Racer. In race 8, number 11 was his selection there for the Doomben Cup, which is race 8, number 11, Shillelagh, good old Irish name, and in race 9 he liked the top weight Scarlet Dream. So just quickly running through those numbers again: race 3, number 2, race 5, number 6, race 8, number 11, and race 9, number 1 were Wayne's contribution as runners he thought might perform reasonably well this afternoon. Last night we had the opportunity of talking to Shane Galinsky, local trainer Shane. Shane had an exceptional week last week as well. In fact, a very exceptional week. He picked the winner of the Doomben 10,000, which I might add paid close to $40 in Queensland, and I know some people who had an interest in it and got odds of $53 in New South Wales. But the interesting thing there was that our team, Wayne and Shane, or Shane and Wayne respectively, tipped the winner and the second horse in the Doomben 10,000. And anybody, and I know a couple of our listeners take exactors and exotic bets, and anybody who took an exactor there last Saturday for $1 outlay got a $135 return. So our boys are running hot at the moment. And Shane's got another contribution this morning for the meeting. He spread himself over a couple of states. He's gone to Brisbane race 6, number 9, Waipio, which he thought might perform well this afternoon. These were the ones he thought might perform reasonably well this afternoon. Race 6, number 9. In race 7 at Doomben today, he liked Nicanova, number 5, race 7, number 5. In the race 8, number 2, Life Less Ordinary was his selection there. Race 8, number 2. He then went to Melbourne for race 9, last race of the day, number 4, Mantastic, Melbourne race 9, number 4. And just for luck, he tried one in Adelaide as well, race 8 in Adelaide, number 5, Bring Me Roses. Race 5, number 5, I should say, in Adelaide, race 5, number 5 in Adelaide, Bring Me Roses. The Queensland Winter Racing Carnival, of course, is in full swing at the moment. There's tremendous representation of New South Wales and Victorian trainers competing in today's Doomben Cup, the $700,000 program, the $700,000 race there, the Doomben Cup today. And that whole program includes 6 black type group and listed races today. A wonderful program of racing there. It's also great to see the top jockeys in action there today. The interstate and overseas experienced jockeys, the likes of Glenn Boss, temporarily back from overseas, has come a long way from his origins in Bay Desert, Gympie and the Gold Coast. Tremendous history has Glenn, including 3 Melbourne Cup wins. So it'll be great to see those jockeys in action this afternoon. It's going to be very competitive, and it'll be a wonderful meeting there at Doomben, and corresponding with the tremendous meeting at Bay Desert this afternoon as well. So great opportunity to get to the Bay Desert meeting and watch the Doomben performances as well. It'll be a big day of racing at Bay Desert. The results during the past week for the Bay Desert training fraternity: Warwick last week saw Greg Cornish in the winner's circle with Boanabar. Great training performance there by Greg Cornish with Boanabar. In Toowoomba last week, Elite Label ran second for Bo Gorman. And then in Ipswich, we also had a second Bow Arrow, who ran second there with, the horse ran second, Bow Arrow, which was Matthew John Dunn's training performance at Ipswich. A good effort there by Matthew John Dunn, getting Bow Arrow into second place at Ipswich. Greg Cornish ran a third at Ipswich with that speedy short course performer at his high cost. Then at the Gold Coast, Diane Murphy picked up a minor prize money check with her first starter, Repulse. So Diane would be very impressed with that horse's performance. It was a great run as a beginner. First start for Repulse on a very creditable fourth there at the Gold Coast last Saturday. No results coming out of Lismore, but at Ipswich yesterday, Greg Cornish managed a minor prize money fourth there with Scantily Clad. And at Grafton yesterday, Matthew John Dunn managed a second with the Big Eater. We usually like to nominate a star performer for the week, and without a doubt, Greg Cornish was self-selected there with a winner of the Bowenabar, and then that third place get a high cost at Ipswich. So Greg had a big week, and it's nice to see that training performance by Greg get back in the winner's circle, and certainly our star performer for the week was Greg Cornish. We've got travellers today. Nobody going to Brisbane today. They were not. No adventurers going up there because it's a tough day today. It's going to be a very tough day of racing in Brisbane today. The Novo Desert representatives there. But we've got a contingent going to the Gold Coast. In the first race, we start off with number 5, Ray Litton trains a round of applause in the first race of the Gold Coast today, number 5. In the second race, we've got number 11, Paddles. For Jan Pritchard, race 2, number 11 for Jan Pritchard at the Gold Coast. Still at the Gold Coast in race 3, we've got a few runners down there today. Graham Blake has number 10, Red Lions. Race 3, number 10, Red Lions for Graham Blake. And Graham also has in race 4, number 11, Brown Lions. Race 4, number 11 at the coast today. The race 8 at the coast today sees a double representation there. Kim Deacon has got one of her old favourites coming back from a spell, Yabba Dabble Doo. Race 8, number 6, resuming for Spike Deacon there at the Gold Coast today. And Darlene Giray is competing in that same race. Race 8, number 13, has Diane's representative and a time. At Toowoomba tonight, it'll be nice and cold up there tonight. We've got Ben Robinson. He accepted with 4 horses. I think only 2 of them will be racing. In race 1, he had number 8, Lady Chicago. I think that probably raced yesterday. And also in race 6, he had Sportini, which I think raced yesterday. But they were accepted for Toowoomba tonight. And Ben also had in the second race Dashing Ocean, number 9, race 2, number 9 in Toowoomba. And in race 4, Ben had Solitary Rose in Toowoomba. We've got one other representative going to Toowoomba tonight. Charles Weston has accepted in Toowoomba tonight in race 5, number 6, with Sister Kathleen. Race 5, number 6 for Charles Weston, Toowoomba tonight. Sunshine Coast, it continues tomorrow with Glenn Baker having Yankee Sang in race 2, number 5. Race 2, number 5 at the Sunshine Coast tomorrow. And then in race 3, we've got Di Murphy, a regular traveller to the Sunshine Coast, and she has the top weight Mashani Phoenix performing at the Sunshine Coast tomorrow. And the 7th race at the Sunshine Coast tomorrow, Darlene Giray trains Sky 1, number 9, in race 7 at the Sunshine Coast tomorrow. So a big week of activity for the Bay Desert trainers, and a big weekend coming up this weekend. The meeting at Bay Desert today, the charity meeting, has got tremendous support from the local trainers. It'll be a great meeting, and there's very competitive racing there with massive big fields in every race. It's a long week with racing coming up at the Gold Coast on Wednesday, and also Ipswich and Casino on Friday. So keep an eye on those Bay Desert runners at those meetings when acceptances are finalised. And today is big charity meeting, of course, for the historic Bay Desert Hibernian Race Club on the Equus track this afternoon. The gates open at 11 o'clock. The beneficiary, the charity beneficiary for this afternoon's meeting is the Blue Tree Project. It's a wonderful contribution from the Hibernian Club, the charitable gestures they've made over a long period of time. And we'll see that meeting this afternoon. The gates open, as I say, at 11 o'clock. There's a lot of activity there. The Hibernian Club organises a great day. And with the pool fields racing, it'll be very competitive. A lot of activity there also for the family day today. The gates open at 11. The gate entry is $10 and children are in for free. So it can be a great day out there this afternoon. We've got visitors coming to that race meeting this afternoon, bringing horses from Eagle Farm, Doomben, Deegan, Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, Toowoomba, Oakey, Westbrook, Warwick, Ipswich, Gatton, Ballina and Murwillumbah. So you can see what a wonderful financial contribution that is, a tremendous injection into the scenic rim as a result of that meeting coming up there this afternoon. Don't forget, for the diary, we've got the 22nd of June coming up, the Big Bow Desert Cup meeting. That's being heavily promoted by the Gold Coast Turf Club on behalf of the Bow Desert Race Club. And the Bow Desert Cup meeting on the 22nd of June at the Bow Desert Aquas track will be a very, very big day up there, and one of the major meetings of the year. Don't forget to keep in touch with the activities of the Bow Desert Race Club on the Race Club website, and also have a look at our Facebook site for this program, facebook.com/Racing Radio Show. There's a tremendous wealth of information on that website, on that Facebook site, with some wonderful industry information and also history, as well as the activities, detailed activities of the Bow Desert Training Fraternity and Bow Desert Race Club. So it's a big day for politically also, and with the passing of Bob Hawke, it's just interesting to mention, regardless of your political affiliations and philosophies, he was a great supporter of the thoroughbred breeding and racing industry, was Bob Hawke, and he made some very big legislation changes, particularly in taxation matters, that were of great benefit to the thoroughbred breeding and racing industry. So a big day politically, a big day of racing, and it should be a wonderful afternoon at the races or in the lounge room at the races. Tremendous coverage. Channel 7 are doing a coverage of that Brisbane Doomben meeting, and the free-to-air coverage. And of course, Sky Racing will be covering all the meetings this afternoon. So with that, we've got to thank the listeners for having us at their place. Hopefully they can get to the track this afternoon, and we look forward to talking to you again next Saturday morning, Rhonda, at the usual time, and hopefully with some good results coming out of all that activity from this afternoon.
Yes.